Welcome back to Neutral Scuba Diver. No, we're evil. We're always evil. And today we're talking about albums I think that are good that people think are bad for some reason. I have a lot of music opinions. I listen to a lot of music. I make a lot of music. And a big part of music is the subjectivity. Is something good? Is something bad? Does another person think that bad thing is good? Does the other one think the good is bad? It's like an equation as old as time. And as music has evolved, there have been consensuses which have been sort of designated onto certain albums. They are bad. They're not good. They aren't worth your time. They got nothing of intrigue in them. They got nothing really going on that you can appreciate. And I'm here to say no. Hold up. Bad implies that there's nothing good about a record. Bad implies that all the work was for nothing. And for these albums in my list, I think they're actually really cool in some respect. And the consensus is that they're bad for some reason. So we're just going to churn through them real quick. And I'm going to tell you why I think these albums are actually pretty cool. First up, MGMT, self-titled. I think this one is a tragic sort of deviation in the timeline. If this album got reviewed better, we would have probably 4 or 5 more MGMT albums. Yeah, this album is weird and it's not like anything they've ever made, but does that make it bad? No, it actually makes it really, really interesting. This album was produced by the guy who produced their album Oracular Spectacular and the Flaming Lips albums, Mr. Dave Friedman, who's the GOAT of mixing and mastering in my eyes. He just makes some beautiful psychedelic wonder fest. And this is also after MGMT comes off Congratulations 2 years ago, which is their like psych folk tronica insane, like album saying, hey, we're here to be psychedelic artists to take shrooms to, like, listen to us, right? And then this one comes out and it's completely different. They're using compression, they're using electronic instruments, detuned flutes, songs that have no structure, pianos that are detuned and pan to the left side with a shaker. It's a bit too loud on Cool Song number 2. It's an album that sounds like an overcompressed toy box of detuned weird sounds that don't really sound like they should fit together, but somehow through the mixing and engineering of Dave Friedman also, they fit together in a very beautiful way. They paint kaleidoscopic moments, like a song like A Good Sadness. That is something you'll never hear ever again in your entire life, simply because no one else would be crazy enough to even come up with it in the first place, and no one would have the skill enough to mix it and master it in the way that it does sound in your headphones. If you listen to A Good Sadness, there is like it's like you're thrown into a trash compactor combined with like a bell tower with all the gears, combined with just like just getting dropped through pools of gel and water and it's splooshing all over you. I don't really know how to explain it viscerally. You just kind of have to listen to it. This is only possible if they're doing this unconventional production style where they're over compressing every instrument and they're panning it in every way they want to, and they're doing weird things like the toms are just blown out to sound like, I don't know, some sort of radiator squeaking. This album also experiments heavy with like mixing and lo-fi ideas, like on I Love You to Death, which Andrew Van Weidgarten, his main voice, is basically just lo-fied off. They put a high cut filter on everything pretty much. He's singing through like an old 60s radio or something like that. That's what it sounds like. You have these weird flutes, they're not harmonic at all. They actually sound bad. It sounds like a child playing flute for the first time into a microphone, but they left it in. It's part of the song. It's like this weird, wistful, but like not right sounding experience. The lyrics build and build over these acoustic guitars, and if you're sober, the lyrics aren't going to mean anything. I think that's the point. But if you're probably under the influence or something, dude, these lyrics will probably pop out to you and reveal a secret of the world or something, give you a key to open new knowledge. I'm not sure, right? That's kind of the vibe of this album, lyrical wise. Just take it in, just chill with it. Alien Days is the song though I'm getting the most out of because the lyrics are pretty cut and dry. They're talking about days that, in their past, in the moment while they were living through them, they sucked. They were horrible. They were like the worst times of their life. But now they look back and it's all happy memories and sunshine and butterflies. And it's talking about that paradox of memory where it's like, the worst time in your life, 2 years down the line might twist itself into an interesting story that you kind of laugh at in the back of your head. You know what I mean? And it's a really cool moment. It opens up the album, and the album opens. I mean, this is how weird it is. It opens up with these lasers and weird like harp sounds, and then just a child singing. I don't know if it's them with the pitch shifter on, but it's a child. It sounds like a child. And last song, Orphan of Fortune. I mean, that song starts out like a waltz through sludge, like a hokey like a giant bear walking through sludge. That's what that part of the song sounds like. And then out of nowhere, it drops into like a slow-paced, churning psych rock, glistening crescendo of finality. You think you're gonna be stuck in this sludge, and then bam, it hits you, and you're just like, oh, whoom. All the drums on this album are blown out to smithereens, and then even more, I don't know, smithereens 2. It's wild. They're all compressed and destroyed, but it works so good to create this visceral energy of aggressive drums, but very melancholic and hardcore riffs. And it's almost like they created created their own mini subgenre that nobody else would ever get. Andrew Van Weygarden's vocals in the song are echoed to 11, they're reverb to 11, right? And you know, you can't really make out what he's saying. There's a really cool lyric on this song that's like, "We'll fade away and we'll erode until twilight," and that's the end of the song. But like, oh my god, the production is the mainstay. Lyrics are cool, whatever. Production is the mainstay. They found a different way to produce an album, and they went full on for it, and they made a subgenre, and they self-titled it, and they released it, and it got killed. Nobody liked it, and it messes with me. It really sucks, because this is something that you're not going to hear ever again. It's like the Beau is Afraid of albums, low-key. It's like can we appreciate just how weird it is first before we start like dogging it? So yeah, I like the MGMT self-titled album. Sue me, or kill me, or find me, and challenge me to battle with fists. I'm gonna win, because I'm gonna get surgical knives put into my knuckles like Wolverine. They're not gonna be Wolverine sized. They're gonna be just tiny, ching, ching, ching. But when I punch you, you're gonna feel it. You're like, what the hell is that? What the hell was? And you're gonna run away. Let's move on. Coyote by Tommy Richmond. Fantano said this album was a 3 out of 10. Oh my god, bro. I don't think Fantano is really about the Tommy Richmond lore, though. I feel like you would appreciate Coyote a lot more. I'm talking to you, Fantano. You would appreciate Coyote a lot more if you were into Tommy Richmond's older discography when he was like DIY, lo-fi pop, you know, underground darling. Because the way he rips this album, he says it's not produced good, his vocals don't sound good, the stacks sound flat. You're not getting the style. Tommy Richmond exists in his own lo-fi world pocket. It's like he's got a vignette over all of his songs that it's not there to go away. It's not like something to be like mad at. It's there because it's purposeful. He wants it to sound like that. He cares about the groove and just the instantaneous melody of something more than he cares about, what is that reverb delay time? How do we make that more intrinsic for the audience viewer? He's not clinical. He's not like one of those artists. He's somebody who DIYs his own stuff and makes really interesting ideas. I see him more as a person of like, if he didn't make it, it wouldn't exist. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be anything else other than how it exists. It doesn't have to be the best thing in the world. It can just be an awesome, fun pop song like Whitney, like Temptations, which my ad Temptations, it's taken straight up like R&B vibes from the 80s and like modernifying it in a cool way, but still lo-fi Tommy is on this thing. It's not like he's switching up his style for his first debut album after the $1 Million Baby, right? He's staying true to the pocket that he came up with. He's bringing every single person who was with him at the bottom up with him. You got Paco, you got Jonah Roy on all the production on this thing. John Weinmeier, I believe, is playing bass on this thing, who mixed and mastered some of his records in the past. You got, who else? I know Zachary Moon was on the EP released before this album. So, I mean, he's bringing people up with him. This is not like your typical artist makes it big, they sell out, and they try to make the best debut album they can. No, this is an artist makes it big with a hit single, and he says, okay, I have attention on me now. Let me show you my world first before I become a bigger artist. Let me show you even more of my world. I have a sound. You guys don't know my sound, but let me show it to you in this big format context. And that's what Coyote is. It's a perfect evolution from Alligator. He takes an experimental sort of risk with this going like the R&B direction, dropping $1 Million Baby, Devil's Lie, all those hit songs from the record, because he wants the record to stand on its own little feet, its own little project. And the songs are fun. The songs are fun to listen to. Green Therapy, even though it's kind of a tough song to break down lyrically, like he's talking about how his father like used to like hurt him and do bad things, but he still loves him. It's complex, but he's singing it in a way where it's like it's still Tommy Richmond. He's having fun with it. Like there's a line where he's like, "Daddy, please, Daddy, no, Daddy, don't do." I don't know. It's just it is a fun time. He curates a fun time, and it doesn't need to be anything more than that, man. Coyote is a fun pop album that is just in a different direction. It's in a different echelon, a different scape. It's not like the most insanely produced thing you're ever gonna hear in your entire life, right? That's not what it's trying to be. It's trying to give you a cool vibe, and it very much succeeds. It's very nice. So Coyote. Next one, we got Bando Stone and the New World by Childish Gambino. This album came out last year. People said it's too scattered. It's so long. It's like what's going on here? Some of these songs don't even make sense. I can agree with that for sure. I can agree with you all the way, buddy. Like you're doing good, right? But I think you're forgetting the fact that Childish Gambino dropped something pretty intrinsically interesting. The way I would give a synopsis of this album is jungle-inspired futuristic pop and rap that has crazy production ambitions. I mean, I think that's a pretty good synopsis. It was supposed to have a movie. It didn't have a movie, apparently. I would love to see that movie. Bando Stone, where you at? On Blu-ray? On DVD? $4.99 on some sort of third-party website? I'm there. You know what I mean? But it doesn't take away from the fact that this album, to me, is like a beautiful charcuterie board of Childish Gambino and what that is to him. It's him going all out and doing the stuff he probably always wanted to do. Yoshinoya is him doing like that hard-ass, if you're reading this is too late sort of rap song. No Excuses might be my favorite Childish Gambino song, period, like period straight, like full stop. Ludwig Göransson, who did the Mandalorian soundtrack, he did Oppenheimer, he did Sinners. He's producing with Childish Gambino this like beautiful 8-minute suite of just futuristic bossa nova, hard-hitting drums, interesting string movements, and female vocalists in the background. You have a section where Childish Gambino is playing a woodwind with saxophones just enveloping him. It is a creative feat of a song. It's a really, really interesting idea. It sounds great. It's my favorite by him. It's so good. And the lyrics behind it too is just him talking about how he's jaded now. You don't have to say you're sorry. I don't cry anymore. You don't have to come to bed. I'm not high anymore. And it's a song about like becoming jaded and becoming sort of uninspired by the things around you that used to kind of drive you crazy, right? And that's how I take it, at least. And the song in the background is an 8-minute suite of just beautiful rhythms, beautiful percussions, beautiful melodies. It's his peak. It's his peak to me, man. And nobody talks about it. 3005, Me and Your Mama. No excuses, dude. No excuses. I think this is kind of the part in the movie, because we're supposed to get a movie of Bando Stone. This is the part in the movie where Bando Stone actually has to sing for the little girl in the trailer or whatever. And she's like, okay, no excuses. Now you have to sing for me. And he dances out in the song. And there's a giant 8-minute scene featuring the song. That's how I picture in my head. I think that would be, that'd be so beautiful. I know he could pull it off. I just want you to drop it, please. I know you filmed it in IMAX. You got the trailer out. Please just lock in for like 2 months in the editing booth, please, just for me. I want to see that movie, man. And yes, Bando Stone is hyper long and it's very schizophrenic and it has a lot of loose ideas on it. We Are God, yeah, I'm good. The one where he's singing with his son and talking about like numbers, I'm good. Some of the stuff at the end of the album, Running Around, is pretty cool. The Advocate, I'll keep it. You know, it's cool. You know what I mean? But it is scattered. It is loose. But I think the one thing we have to remember here, at least to me, is that even though this is like a scattered album, Gambino's still hyper ambitious with all these scattered ideas. So every idea you're getting to some extent is super interesting. Cruising with Yeet, that's a beautiful song too. Could be a Yeet song, but no, we got a string build up instead. We got a whole orchestra coming into play and really bringing the vibes on that thing. It's just, I think people need to give this album some more love. It's long, it's bloated, sure, but just treat it like a Childish Gambino charcuterie board. You know what I mean? And I think you'll enjoy it a lot more. Next album, King of Limbs by Radiohead. Yes, King of Limbs, and not like the From the Basement version of the live recordings, the actual physical album that has that goofy looking album cover on it. Radiohead is getting really technical with the sound play on this thing. You really, really analyze what's going on to produce these songs, the details. I don't think you can walk away from it disappointed. It's so dense. I believe their producer, Nigel Godrich, he does like all of their production since OK Computer. He really knows how to mix and master these weird ghostly worlds. I mean, that's kind of what this album is. It's Radiohead's I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. It's like just listen to it like that. Okay, next time you listen to it, just think of it as Radiohead's I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. It's their ghost album. It's sleepy and it's sedated, but it's not boring. The atmospheres are like churning. You know what I mean? There's so much percussive elements. They bend and wave. It creates super experience. There's so much motion hidden in the fine details. I think that it gets lost on people because it's the fine details. Most people aren't really listening to a Radiohead album for the fine details. Maybe they want a cool song like Paranoid Android. Maybe they want something like Daydreaming off a Moonshaped Pool. I get that. Pretty nice, cohesive, long, formatted song sequence to give you emotion at the right times. This album is a free-flowing ghost. It's like the POV, you're floating down the Liffey, the album, right? And it's 35 minutes of this. It's 35 minutes. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's not too long. It's just an interesting escapade for the band to do this thing. And nobody gives it the love and appreciation it deserves. I think, personally, it's better than Pablo Honey, duh. It's better than Amnesiac, maybe, duh. And I think it's tied with Hail the Thief. I was gonna say it's better than Hail the Thief. I don't know if I can say that. I think it's tied, though. Like, I listen to both of them, and I get, like, the same amount of enjoyment in my head as I'm thinking about it right now. It's like, yeah, I like that. Yeah, so, yeah, they're tied. Just give another listen. Give it another listen. The album version, not the In the Basement. The In the Basement version is for people who can't take real music. Let's keep going. Cherry Bomb by Tyler, the Creator. All my life I've been a Cherry Bomb supporter, #1, ride or die. And the reason is actually because the way it's produced. People don't like this album because of the way it's produced. Oh, Tyler's vocals, they're so low. I can't hear what he's saying. I don't exactly care what he's saying when this album sounds like a punk rock experience from the 90s, just combined with the most abrasive beats and creative ideas you could think of. And then you have these jazz portions, two-seater, Find Your Wings, excuse me, how could I? Tyler being buried in the mix for these songs does not matter to me. I don't care. Might as well throw it out the window. That's not a critique to me. This album is an instrumental album. It's 90% instrumental instrumental. It's just 10% sprinkle of Tyler rapping on it. If you want the lyrics, you can listen to the lyrics on you can look at them on your phone. Oh, that's what he said there. Oh, that's pretty rowdy. Oh my god. I'm here to listen to the beats that Tyler the Creator is giving me, because there's no album that sounds like this. And also the mixes. Let's talk about the mixes real quick, because Cherry Bomb is the one where people are like, he went all out and did some weird stuff, and that's bad. It sounds like Static. Yeah, dude. Okay, here's the thing though. Like, Cherry Bomb to me does not sound like a Static mess. It sounds like a mosh pit in a punk rock 90s scene. Like, I don't know if that's the case for a lot of y'all. I see this album as very punk rock in its mix style. Very punk. You know what I mean? Like edgy, off the wall, just like some distorted stuff everywhere. Stuff that doesn't even match, stuff that doesn't even fit. Like, that is the essence, the heart of this album. Angry, it's aggressive, and it's punk. If people go into this album with more of a punk context, I think that would smooth it over for them. It's supposed to be rough around the edges. It's supposed to be this weird thing. When I listened to it for the first time, those weird offbeat, off-key synths, I didn't like him, but now I'm listening to it and I'm like, ugh. Like, it is a mosh pit of an album, and you have to give yourself over to that. It's not going to be an easy, smooth ride like Flower Boy, but then again, that's why I appreciate it. It's a different album from every album he's ever made, and it's so different, and it's so crazy, and it's so experimental that, you know, there's a reason it's on the wall right there. And then, just real quick, walk with me. Take a moment to think about the standalone songs in this album, other than the production off the full thing. Smuckers, right? Find Your Wings, pretty insane. Okaga, California is such a melancholy closer. It sounds so beautiful. Death Camp, right? Death Camp is pretty insane. Did I say Two-Seater? Pilot? I mean, okay, the individual songs in this thing all have their own ebbs and flows, and they have their own compositional elements that it's so free-flowing. Like, he didn't care at all that Pilot took that weird excursion into a more melodic string-based section at the second half. He's not thinking about the audience. He's thinking, what can I do that would make my stuff sound cool to me? And that's what an artist is. I love this album, and nothing's ever gonna sound like it ever again. And that's the purpose. If that's not the purpose, what's the purpose? If that's not the purpose, what's the purpose? Cherry Bomb is awesome. Thank you for listening to the yap. Let's keep going. Blue Slide Park by Mac Miller. Pitchfork gave it a 1. It's honestly not as bad as I thought it would be. You know, everybody's talking down this album. It's the worst Mac Miller album. He's so unself-aware, and he's like a frat boy. It's like, I'm listening to it, I'm like, this is the same Mac Miller from Swimming in Faces, just younger. Like, I'm still getting the same charm I get from those albums. It's just, oh, he's in a different era of his life now. This is actually kind of sick. You know what I mean? I guess I can understand them giving it a 1 when it came out, when Mac Miller wasn't a name, right? It's like, this is him. This is all he has to offer. But now that I know what he has to offer in the future, up to Circles, listening back to this one is just another part of his chapter that I find really interesting, really intriguing. And there's some really cool moments on here, because Under the Weather is on this album, and that's a really, really nice song, man. A bit long, sure, but it serves as like the seed of the ideas he expounds upon in like Swimming, where he's really taking these like soulful vocal runs and putting him over like harder beats and more interesting areas. And I think Under the Weather is really, really nice. And also this album just in general, it just feels like a pool party at a frat party. I don't know. This album didn't come out in 2005, but it gives me the energy of that. Like, you could play this at a pool party and nobody would bat their eyes. They'd be like, oh, that's some interesting music. And that's cool. That's cool enough for me. It's not like he's failing at doing something. It's not like that's not a bad album. He's just doing something that maybe didn't age the best the moment it came out, but now looking back, it almost serves as a nice little window into that era itself. So it has a little bit of like a nostalgia factor to it. Now, I think listening to Blue Slide Park for you would be very beneficial. If you like Mac Miller, if you like him. If you don't like him, listen to Circles. Try Not to Cry challenge, all right? Next thing, Honestly Nevermind by Drake. Yeah. Drake, dance house album, very sleepy, very, very nonchalant. It's not like the best thing. It's not like mind-blowing. I'm gonna say that. It's not a bad album, but it's not mind-blowing. It is a big risk. It's much appreciated. It's sleepy and sedated, but it kind of knows what it's trying to do, so it's not really getting on my nerves. Drake knows exactly what he's doing. He's not trying to hit a certain echelon of music making, but he can't hit it. Like, he knows what he's making. He knows very consciously he's making some sleepy, sort of like low effort house music. But the thing is, with house and dance music, especially with this Drake nocturnal feel to it, there's still a hypnotic quality to it. Like, if you turn on this album while you're doing like chores, or you're getting ready for bed, or you're going on like a night drive, turn on like 3 songs back to back in a row. It's kind of hypnotic. It's kind of a good time. Now, this album does have a lot of Drake riffing allegations. He doesn't even know what he's saying on half the songs, and I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Drake is riffing. Falling Back is legitimately kind of a joke. It's kind of a joke, but I get humor out of it. It almost seems self-referential, because the intro is like this weird saxophone melodic build-up, 30 seconds. Oh, it's gonna transition perfectly to the next thing. We're gonna get an experience, right? And then it's just bow, and it's back into this house beat, and Drake is over compressed as hell, distorted, just like riffing, falling back to me. And yeah, like that song goes on for 5 minutes. You can't tell me the last 3 minutes of that song isn't Drake like winking at you heavy in the camera. Like, I know what I'm like. This is wild. This is a little bit too much. Like, he knows what his riffing, his vocalizations, they get more pitchy and they get more weird as the song goes on. Like, I think he knows what he's doing. So that's something to take in. I don't know. It's long. It's not perfect. I think, yeah, you could cut like 4 or 5 songs off this thing. It'd probably be tighter or whatever. But the fact that it exists, Drake made like a nocturnal weird house album, trying to, I guess, emulate Passion Fruit 12 times over, which Passion Fruit could easily be on this album. Let's just say that. But yeah, I don't know. It's Drake doing his nocturnal bag over a dance house album, and it works out pretty nice. My hair's not freaking working with me. It looks like a Lego piece, bro. Come on. That's all I gotta say. I appreciate it more than you do, so that makes me better. Next one. Vultures 1 by Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign. Yeah. I know. Okay. I know. But Carnival's pretty cool, and Fiend is on it, I think. But all things considered, listening to this album, it's not really that bad. It is bloated and long, and all things considered, it is not like unreviewable. It's not unreviewable like Fantano said. It's actually pretty decent. It's not like the best thing. It's not, I mean, it's Kanye working at like 40%. It's not like he's going 110%, my beautiful dark twisted fantasy mode of locked in, but he is working at like 40%, and 40% of Kanye is kind of interesting sometimes. Also, Ty Dolla $ign. We're forgetting the fact, like, when we talk about Vultures, we always think Kanye, but Ty Dolla $ign is half of it, and he's doing a really, really good job on every single song. The back half of the title track, Vultures, where the orchestration comes in and he's just going off and riffing in these very melodic, hyper melodic ways. That is like awe-inspiring ascension. That's a beautiful moment. You could put that on, you know, a Kanye record, and people would look at it like, oh my god, that's a highlight. It's a highlight. But nobody talks about it because it's nestled in with all the other songs that like kind of are half-baked, right? And yes, this album is kind of half-baked, but it's not really bad. Like, there's still some cool ideas on this thing, which is kind of what I want to convey to you. Like, not all these albums are on the echelon of like, oh, people call them bad, but they're actually super awesome and misunderstood. Like, no, this album's called bad. This album's still like not insane upper echelon, but it's not as bad as unreviewable or like, oh, a mistake in Kanye's career, or like a just forget about it in the discography, right? Like, I think this one still has some stuff to offer. Also, Carnival. I mean, think of all those kids popping like popcorn kernels on TikTok dancing the Carnival, you know, all these like 14, 15-year-olds. Think about them. They love that still, right? Why don't you love it? Also, production wise, it gets pretty weird. Hood Rat, hell is that? That kind of reminds me of like some Cherry Bomb mixing as well. The mixing on this album isn't too great, but like there's some cool production ideas. And yeah, not the best album. Like I said, not the best album, but not like not unreviewable garbage. Just gotta search your way around it. You know what I mean? And yeah, those are some bad albums that I think are better than bad by either a lot of extent or some extent. And that's just me talking and yapping to ya. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna leave y'all with actually a word of wisdom here. Let me pull out something. I don't know. Let me read you a passage from Mike Senior Mixing Secrets here. You could tamper creatively with timing, phase, and polarity of the individual mics to achieve a more suitable frequency balance in the combined sound. The upside of this option is that you can achieve dramatic changes if necessary without incurring any processing artifacts because no actual processing is involved. Though, the downside is that the process is very hit and miss. You can experiment all you like in the hope of finding a better sound, but there's no guarantee you'll find it. Thank you for watching. I will see y'all later. Hope you have a good one.